Hello dear students, already we have started the circle topic. So in that some examples, theorems we studied here and basic things of the circle also we studied. So today we are going to study about some more theorems and some more examples on the circle here. So here today, so that is we are going to study perpendicular from the center to the chord. So already we know the chord is the any line segment which joins any 2 points on the circle here. Okay. So then the perpendicular from the center to a chord. So what is the perpendicular to the center to the chord? So depending on theorem is there. So that is the theorem 12.3 there. So what is that theorem? So already I told the truth of the theorems are skipped. I am going to explain only statement of the theorems here. Okay. So then the perpendicular from the center of a circle to the chord, perpendicular from the center of the circle to a chord, bisect the chord. For example, see here. So this is a circle here. Okay. Circle with the center O. So here, the perpendicular from the center. So this is the chord of the circle. Okay. So you can consider AB is the chord of a circle here. To a circle, to a chord. So perpendicular from the center to the circle. Center of a circle to the chord. So whatever the perpendicular line means, that has to be make a 190 degree here. Perpendicular means, so whatever the line from the center to chord we drawn, so that is a perpendicular line we drawn to the center to the chord. So that will be bisect the chord. For example, it will be divides at a meets the perpendicular line meets the chord at a D, means AD is equal to DB, means 2 equal lengths. The chord will be cut into 2 equal lengths here. So that is the bisecting the chord here. The perpendicular line from the center to the chord bisect the chord. Getting? So then that is theorem 12.4. What is the theorem 12.4? That is the converse of 12.3 here. So what is the converse? If the line drawn through the center of a circle, to a chord, to bisect a chord is perpendicular to a chord here. So what will be if a line here same, this is same, only the changes here also a circle we are so taking a chord here, this you can consider this as the center of a circle. So when the line drawn from the center to the chord, if that will bisect the chord, means this line will be perpendicular. So here they told line is a perpendicular, they bisect the chord here. If the perpendicular line drawn to this chord, that is a bisect the chord. Here the line from the center bisect the, if line through the center will bisect the chord, means that line is perpendicular to the chord here. That line is perpendicular to the chord. Got it? So chord is the line segment which joining any 2 lines on the circle here. And a perpendicular from the center to the chord is divides the so that will be bisect the chord, and if line drawn from the center to the chord, that bisect the chord means it is a perpendicular to the circle. So perpendicular to the chord. These 2 theorems are very important. So we will see next part of the circles here. So now here circle through 3 points. So here what is circle through 3 points? Okay. So here 1, 2, 3. So here 3 points. Yes, we have taken A, B, C. Okay. Circle through 3 points. So here 3 points are collinear. Yes or no? So collinear means they are all lying on the same straight line here. So they are the collinear. So they will become on the same plane or same line. So draw a circle. Yes. From 2 points we can draw a circle. Again 2 points we can draw a circle. By taking last 2 points we can draw a circle. Yes or no? Yes or no? So here also we can draw a circle. So taking by any 2. But here 3 collinear points cannot be come in the one circle. So they will. So one will be left anywhere. Yes or no? One will be left on anywhere here. So from it means what will be, if we can't construct the circle by taking a 3 collinear points here, means that 3 lines will be not lies on the circle here. Collinear line points. So if you take 3 non-collinear points, so means we can construct a circle for that. here A, here B, here C. We can construct one more circle. From these two we can construct one more circle. From these two we can construct one more circle. From these two we can construct one more circle. But including these three circles, we can construct only one circle. Yes or no? So again remaining, if we want to construct, that is not possible. So here also we can construct one more. By taking these 2 points we can construct one more circle. But all the 3 collinear points will be not lies on the one circle. Yes or no? So here A, B, C will become on the one circle only. So if you want to draw another circle, means all 3 points will be not lies. So check out here. Here A, here B, here C is there. So I will construct a one circle only. Okay, this is one circle. Okay. So if you want to construct one more circle by taking these 3 points, it is possible? No, we can construct by taking only 1 point. Otherwise by construct by taking these 2 points. Otherwise by construct this circle by taking these 1 point. Otherwise by these 2 points. By taking these 3 points, there is no possible to draw construct one more circle here. So that only the theorem 12.5 spells that. So there is one and only one circle passing through 3 non-collinear points. Here A, B, C are the 3 non-collinear points here. And here A, B, C are the collinear points. Yes or no? So means one and only one circle can be passed through 3 non-collinear points. Except one, there is no another circle there is no chance to pass. Okay, so that is a 12.5 theorem. That is there is a one and only one circle can be passed through the 3 non-collinear points. It's very important. So only one circle can be passed through 3 non-collinear points, and by taking a 3 collinear points, there is not possible to construct there is no possibility to pass the circle from these 3 points there. So if can take 2, it is possible. 2 collinear points, but 3 not possible. So 3 non-collinear points we can pass only one circle here. So now equal chords and their distance from the center here. Equal chords and distance from the center. So what is the equal chords? So first I will consider a circle here. Circle with center. Equal chords. So consider both the chords length is equal here. So distance means here. So what is the distance is that from the center? So what is the distance from here? So consider this as dash centimeter, x centimeter, and this is y centimeter. So the length is this z centimeter, and this also you can take as z centimeter, 5 centimeter to 2 centimeter, whatever. So these 2 chords are equal, and this from center to whatever the distance is there to chord, that is called as the distance from the center to chord here. Okay. So then equal distance and their distance from the center. Okay, equal distance. What is the equal distance? Distance from the center. So that is the theorem 12.6. So what will happen if you consider one circle with a center O here? If you consider a circle with a center O, if the 2 chords are equal centers, the chords, if equal chords from the circle, so this AB and PQ, if they both the chords are equal, the distance from the center to the chord, the distance between center to the chord, so what is there now here? So distance between the center to this chord, both distance will become equal here. So here if you give D and E, so distance from DO and OE is equal here. Or, so if you consider 2 congruent circles means shape and size are equal and they are equal in areas. Okay. So if you consider 2 congruent circle and the chord of that 2 are equal here. So if that circles are congruent, means chords will be equal. So that distance from the center, both are equal. If the chords of the circles are equal, then the distance from the center to this chord is equal here. They are equidistance from the center. The chords are equal, then means that 2 chords are equal distance from the center here. So that is a equal chords of a circle or congruent circles are equidistant from the center or centers here. So equal chords are equal distance from the center here. So like that, 12.7 is the converse of 12. Total opposite of that one. So that is 12.7. Chords equidistant from the center. Chords are equidistant from the, if the distance from center to chord is equal. So here if it is 2 cm and it is 2 cm, automatically this AB and CD, both the chords will become equal here. So here chords are equal, means the distance from the center is equal. If the distance from the center to the chord is equal, then the chords are automatically equal here. So that is the chords equidistant from the center. The circle are equal in length. Sorry, circle not the center. Circles are equal in a length, not the chords. Circles not, sorry. These are the chords. Chords of, sorry, center of a circle. The chords equidistant from the center of a circle, correct, circle, are equal in length. Circles chord actually. So circles chord, circle chords are equal in length here. So I forgot to write that one. Circles are equal in a length. From the center of a circle, then the chords are equal in length. So equidistance from the center of the circle here. I hope you all understood. So these theorems are very important. Proof of these theorems, they are not given, only statements we have to learn. Now, angles obtained by arc of a circle here. So, angles obtained by arc of a circle, how like? So, this consider a circle with a center O. So, this P and Q. PQ is a arc of a circle. So, then this is a angle subtended at the center it one. Okay. And angle subtended by the arc at the any point on the circle here. Okay. So, then depending on this, we can. So then if angle subtended by equal arc, here PQ and AB are two arcs here. Angle subtended by the equal arcs. So length of AB and PQ are equal. So they will subtend equal angles at the center here. Don't forget, if the length of the arc are equal, then they will subtend equal arcs at the center. Already we have studied chords, we have studied. The arc also will become same. So depending on that theorem is there. An angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle subtended by it at any point on the remaining part of the circle. So what is the means of this? So circle and center and this P and Q take as arc. If PQ is a arc and the arc subtended angle means it will become PQ. This one will become arc, angle subtended at the center by the arc PQ here. And if angle subtended by the arc, subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle subtended by its angle subtended by any point on the circle. So if angle subtended of the circle at the center is double the angle subtended by the arc at any point on the remaining part. Remaining point means here to here, anywhere it will be double. So is double than this one. Center is double than the, it means we can consider that one. Angle anywhere you can give name this as a R. Okay. So then what we have to write here? So here you can give name as O. Angle POQ. Angle POQ is double. Angle POQ is double than angle PRQ. PQ is PRQ. If PRQ double is angle this one. So how like we write? The angle PQR is POQ is double of the angle PQR. So ulta. So this is always double than this one. So this is angle POQ is always double than the angle PRQ. POQ always double than 2 times of the angle PRQ. So that is the thing. And remain 12 one. Angle in the same segment of a circle are equal. So angles on the same segment of the circle are equal. For example, if a circle, okay, this consider as the center O here, and this is an arc here. Okay, so angle with the same segment. Already we know that one. This is a PQ, this is double. So by taking these 2 points, anywhere you can intersect the points here or here. How many angles we got here? 2 times here. So this given name is A and this given name is B here. Angle POA, angle PAQ, this angle is equal to PBQ. Angle PBQ. So these two angles will become equal here. So that is any angle in the same segment of a circle are equal. So anyhow, if you don't want to draw here, if you can draw here, so then also it will become equal only. Angle on the same segment of the circle, because here this PQ from here this is become a minor segment and this will become a major segment. So both are in the same segment of the circle. So that why both the angles will be equal. So now we will see the converse of this theorem here. So what is that one? So place is not sufficient there. So now it is the converse of theorem 12.9. What is the converse of theorem 12.9? That is the converse theorem 12.10. So what is that one? Already we have studied that way. So then two equal angles in the same plane, same segment of a circle are equal, that we studied here. So now if a line segment joining two points subtends equal angles at the other points, already we studied. So what will happen? The equal angle, the angle subtended by an arc. If you consider PQ as an arc, so angle subtended by equal angle, they will subtend the opposite of the here A and C. Already the arc will be subtend equal angles. So any part remaining of the circle here, equal angles of the 2 points lying on the same side of the line containing the line segment of a 4 points lie on the circle here. So here what will be PQ? So PQ is a line segment and angle subtended by these two PQ on the circle at a point A and C. So here angle PAQ is equal to angle PCQ. Already we studied by the theorem. So then here whatever the angle PAQ, PCQ, if they are equal, and already PQ is any 2 points on the circle. So therefore these A, C, P, Q, all 4 points will be lie on a circle only, or these 4 points will be lies on the circle. The line segment joining the 2 points subtends an equal angle. Line segment joining the 2 points subtends an equal angles here, equal angles at 2 other points lying on the same side, of a line containing the line segment. 4 points will be lie on the circle. So here PQ all will be lie on the same circle. So these are the theorems today. In this much only. So remaining theorems and remaining examples we will go study in the next session here. So whatever the theorems today I told, now these are very important statements of the theorems. That is the basic things of the theorem. You have to remember, you have to learn it perfectly, write 10, 12 times in your book and practice it. Thank you, students.